we are live.
Let me refresh.
Okay. We have 3 viewers waiting now.
What the heck? I do see the three. Okay, I see.
Oh, we have. Okay.
Oh my god. There I am.
All right. To
So I see the delay as well.
yeah, it's really weird.
Oh boy, I can't even like watch. I won't be watching it anyway. I'll be on the little thing down here.
Yeah.
Oop, just got the notification on my phone as well.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm in the chat.
Yep.
Hot chat, live chat.
All right, guys. To anyone who is watching, please let us know if there are any audio issues so we can fix them as we go or before we start the stream, the show.
Testing. Should I? Would you want me to like just mute this computer and you talk and me test it on my computer here, my laptop here,
Okay.
for like instant clarification? Okay, let me pause this so that way it's not like feedbacking.
Okay.
So that's muted. Turn this sound on, this sound on. Okay, that's good. It's working.
Okay.
The delay is so much that I literally like did all that to hear it, and it was like, okay, let me pause this to not get feedbacking. Just so you're never mind. I think it went away. Your mouse was hovering over my.
Yeah.
You're good. If it happens, it doesn't matter at all. But especially since you're like using it. But I was like, oh no, if he rests it there the whole time, he'll be like that teacher in school that shows their YouTube video.
Yeah.
And the mouse up. But
just making sure everything is okay. I got the live chat up.
hello.
Is everything still? Oh, wait. Okay.
Okay, I just realized I want my little list on the screen, but also to see a live chat. So let me do this here.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. So I have the live stream up, the live chat up as well on my smaller monitor just in case. All right, we have 4 people. And it is 7. Well, it will be 7 o'clock in less than a minute. So, shall we begin?
Yes, and also 9 o'clock for my Eastern Standard pals.
All right. So, welcome everyone to the first episode of in the yugioh. I am casual card gamer Jello, and with me is JC Theater YGO. This has been a collab in the making for, I don't know, for maybe like a week. But anyway, okay. Level 1 anime noob. Is it my volume that needs to be increased? Hello? Is that better?
I can hear you louder, but I didn't have a problem before. But is it my volume? Either, just if you want to say which one, because
yeah.
Because I'm not using any headphones or microphones. This is all laptop audio right here. But I can try to move it, I guess, if I'm the quiet one.
Yeah, and I have a microphone that doesn't really like me. So, yeah, just let me know if it's me or if it's JC, and we'll get that fixed. Okay. All right.
So I just want to say real quick, just a little something about myself, a little introduction about me, because this is on your channel. So some people may not be familiar with me. Hi, I have a channel called JC Theater YGO. I post a little bit of everything about Yu-Gi-Oh, like openings, especially recently because I'm addicted to just overall it's very soft audio wise. Our friend level 1 anime noob let us know that.
Okay. Yeah, my audio is kind of maxed out. Well, not really maxed out. It's just sort of in the most safe zone before I start audio clipping.
Start bass boosted screen. You see, I'll lower you so that way there's no weird feedback.
Okay.
Let me see. Zoom meetings using your microphone. Can I click to do anything? That. I'll try to enunciate a little louder going forward.
Okay.
Right now, I guess I'll have to rely on my organic body instead of technology to fix this sound problem. So,
okay.
But yeah, so basically, I just post a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh stuff. So check it out. Of course, if you're watching this, then you like Yu-Gi-Oh. So please look me up. Yugioh was kind enough to have my link in the description of this video and stuff. So
yeah, go and check him out, guys. Go and check him out.
Thank you.
Me too. Okay. Am I too loud now, or am I still like really quiet?
I'm assuming you're probably loud, because if my issue is only resolved by me talking louder, because like your microphone, like you're using a microphone, so the audio is pretty good. So I'm gonna say something and then you repeat it to see if we're on the same audio level.
Okay.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Okay, that sounds. I think I'm still a little quieter, but I think that at least on my end. But of course, I'm not the actual one watching this on YouTube right now. So.
Okay.
If you ever want to let us know, Anime Noob, when we hit it perfectly, we'll do a little celebration maybe.
Yeah, we'll have a whole celebration. Okay, so anyway, today we are going to be just going to be going through, recent set releases. Rise of the Duelist just came out last week. Okay, thank you, level 1 anime noob. If I could level you up, I would. Oh, I'm too high. I'm too high. Oh man. Okay. I'm gonna move away a little. Technical road bumps, guys. The bane of every episode 1's existence.
But I will say I appreciate both of you for letting us know, like actually taking like time to let us know instead of like being like, oh man, these audio levels are whack. Click out,
Yeah.
So I appreciate sticking with us while we're figuring this out. But yeah, you were saying Rise of the Duelist came out last week. The Megatins, as far as I'm aware, there's like a seedy leak out there of like one card, but other than that, we have no information on the Megatins much. And we're also going to talk about Dragons of Legend, the complete series, and Phantom Rage leaks and what we think about them.
Yeah. And we'll try to touch on the Gold series a little bit as well, but just like with Phantom Rage, or actually, Phantom Rage has a little more in terms of information compared to the Gold series. So we'll see what we can do. But there was a bit of a leak. I think it was like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
I've lost track of all time. So so yeah. Shall we? Oh wait, no. Before we move into Rise of the Duelist, let's just talk. What do you have coming up on your channel?
So for those of you who may not have seen it on Twitter, I actually, for the first time ever, I have this month done with content. I got a little cardboard crazy and I bought some collections on eBay and I just opened them, so that's like padding out my posting slots or uploading slots on YouTube per week. And overall, I'm trying to learn how to edit properly with my like free time now that I'm not trying to keep up with like weekly posting. So look out, I have some ideas. I'm not sure what exactly. I have some ideas, like I said, but overall, things are looking up. I'm hopefully gonna revamp the channel a little bit quality-wise to get a little better. But what do you have on the horizons for the Casual Card Gamer channel?
Not much really. It's just the usual. I have weekly hauls coming up tomorrow. I opened up 4 boxes of Rise of the Duelist, so if you guys want to check that out, make sure you hit the sub button if you aren't already, and the notification bell. I have Zero to Hero coming up on Thursday, but that's sort of scheduled for every Thursday, so everybody sort of knows about that. And other than this bi-weekly, what do you call it? Bi-weekly podcast. There we go. Thank you. My mind blanks every time I try to say something with more than 15 words in it. Besides this bi-weekly podcast, I will probably start streaming every other week. So one week it'll be in the Yu-Gi-Oh! The next week it'll be a solo stream, or if anybody wants to join me and ramble about something, I have no idea. I'm still trying to figure it out, but most of the time, if I'm not doing in the Yu-Gi-Oh! On Sundays, I'll be doing a solo stream of maybe card sorting, if I have some extra stuff. I still do have a box of Star Pack 2013, Infinity Chasers that I haven't opened, so maybe I'll do some opening, or maybe I'll do another weekly hero stream. I have no idea. But yeah, that is pretty much everything that I am working on.
Nice.
So yeah.
Speaking of Rise of the Duelist, though, can you enlighten us about anything in terms of what you've opened already, if you have, and if whatever you got or anything like that?
So I don't want to give away too much, because if I do, then people won't watch tomorrow's episode. But I will tell you guys that it is almost like 30 minutes, because it's my first time opening that many boxes for weekly hauls. But without giving too much away, I did get what I was looking for. So
Nice. Perfect.
yeah.
Perfect. Now, we discussed this privately a little bit, but I personally really wanted to bring attention to this, but the mapping involved with Rise of the Duelist. For those of you who don't know, mapping is basically out of a certain, like when you open up the booster box, like for instance, I have someone who goes to my locals posting on Zodiac Duelist that every 6th pack in his box had an ultra rare, and then every 9th pack had the secret rare in it. I think this might have something to do with the fact that, if I remember correctly, this is the first main set where Konami addressed and guaranteed there wouldn't be any short printings of secret rares. So it might be something with the sheets, more automated or something like that. But did you see any mapping in your box openings at all?
I'll have to double check, because when I was opening, my first box actually had 3 secrets in it. So the sort of numbering of everything was thrown off. I remember trying to open the 6th booster first to see if that was the case, and I just got a super. So I believe the first pack on the left side was a secret, and then the 3rd pack on the left side was an ultra, and then the 9th and 12th pack. The 9th pack was another ultra, and then the 12th pack was a second secret. And then the other side, I can't remember. But the order that they showed up in was different for every box. So yeah, I don't know if it was just my luck or something along the lines of that, but I didn't notice any sort of pattern in terms of where they showed up. So yeah.
Because I was gonna say, if you didn't notice any pattern, then like that kind of disputes the whole mapping thing with it. But I don't know, because like I said, that guy from my locals, the only reason I really paid attention was because I was like, oh, I actually like know that guy, and I saw him post in Zodiac Duelist, and he, like you, he started with the 6th pack and was able to get the rest. So I'm not sure if it was like it's always like the 6th or 9th or whatever, or he just got lucky, or if it's different but it's still in a pattern. I don't know. I sounded like an expert at the beginning of this conversation about mapping, but
it's okay.
But it's just something interesting to note that we might see in the future as well when it comes to these main sets, because it's a point to be made that every other set, they literally specifically said main sets there wouldn't be shorted. This is a conversation for another time, but Battles of Legend Armageddon with like Invocation, for instance, that was still very much shorted. So they're still doing it, but at least with main sets, we might see some crazy stuff because things are no longer shorted. as we kind of have been seeing from other people's polls, and what we'll see tomorrow with Jello's post weekly hauls.
Yeah. Because you can never really tell, right? Because there's so much in the printing process that goes on that we have no idea about. Like you said, with printing sheets, we don't know, you know, how they do that.
Mm-hmm.
And speaking of printing, have you seen the images going viral? Like, it was just, there's so many people posting up like misprints of secrets. Like, there's so many secret misprints in this set.
That opens up a whole can of worms of conversation, which I definitely kind of want to have a little bit. That Tune Chaos, I don't. Battles of Legend. I think the biggest thing I saw was a lot of people had with the name in prints but no ink, which sucks because that's like replicable, which means like it's basically a worthless misprint because you can't confirm it unless like it's on camera, then maybe, but like it's still not desired. My thought is if things keep going like this, misprints in general might like cost less from these sets anyway, because like there are so many more of them. Like with Tune Chaos, what is it? People got like the tester cards in it, where it's just like the blank white card.
Yeah.
I know it wasn't a lot of people, but like more than one post I saw. So I don't know. It's crazy. Of course, with the pandemic, everything's different in many ways. But that's just an interesting one. I'm glad you brought that up. But I know exactly what you're talking about with someone selling a playset of triple tactical talents on like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Misprint Facebook group, and all of them are like not where they're supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah, because I have one guy in my local Facebook group, and he's selling Fallen of Albaz, and the name has literally fallen off of the text box. It's almost in the picture of the of the monster. So, yeah. And level 1 anime noob. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about like having a hard time setting up the stream. I had a very hard time setting this up.
Yeah.
Designing the overlays and everything. It's a process, but like I don't say that you should not try it, because it's actually really fun. I always enjoy doing things off the script, so being able to just free flow information while making content is a lot more fun to me. I don't know about anybody else, but yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. He said all the positive stuff. Let me lay down some truth on you. You keep. I'm gonna in the future. I will get a better setup, but right now I have like a little like list to my right, so that way I stay relatively on topic. But ultimately, Yu-Gi-Oh community for the most part is pretty great. If you're a content creator specifically for Yu-Gi-Oh, or any content creator really, if you're hanging with us, I gotta imagine your fans are pretty cool too. Just try live streaming. It's really fun, and I say that as I've live streamed for 14 minutes now. It's been a blast so far.
Yeah. But anyway, back to the Rise of the Duelist. I did want to talk a little more about the product shorting that's going on recently, and like people just buying out local stores and Walmarts and Targets and other places, because I didn't really feel it at first, but now that I buy things more in bulk, it's starting to really make its presence known. At least to me, it might have been a problem for a long time, but it's crazy because I remember talking with you before about you not being able to get Tune Chaos, and like my locals got sold out of Rise of the Duelist during pre-order season, so I was lucky to get the boxes that I did.
Yeah. I have a little story to tell. A little story. So let me just backtrack a little bit. Tune Chaos, I think, in recent memory, is the start, in my opinion, to people buying out just a whole set, like the whole sleeve, the whole I swear on my Yu-Gi-Oh life that there were 3 packs left in this, but they have the whole sleeve and then they just buy the whole thing.
Yeah.
But and they have it like at home on their bed and they're like, yo, I just bought all this. But that was the first time I saw that happen, other than with and no disrespect to anyone who does this, I get it. It's like, if you have the money, buy it, you know what I mean? It's like if you want to, but like JRB Jobber and Team Samurai X1, the two big guys, it feels like every week now they're posting like, I just bought out this Target of all its Yu-Gi-Oh cards and stuff, and I just bought out this and bought out that. Which granted, I remember, I think it might have been a Team APS thing, like an interview with Team Sam, but he said he tries to mimic what's good on YouTube as a whole and try to fixate it onto Yu-Gi-Oh content, because that's obviously what he likes and what we all enjoy. So that is very much kind of Mr. Beast in a way. Team Sam saw that and was like, okay, now I'm gonna buy what was it, like $1,000 eBay listing or something like that, like all this stuff. So that's why things are getting bigger and bigger bought out. But it's weird. To get back to the point, Toon Chaos was the first set I noticed like smaller, much smaller content creators doing that, and just in general like a lot of smaller content creators doing that, not just like a few. Sorry to say all that, but my little story was, I don't think this is new in general, though, when it comes to just going to Walmart or something and something not being there. Because I remember vividly going to 3 Targets in my area way back when the Dino Smasher structure deck and the Ancient Gear structure deck came out at the same time. This was 4 years ago now or something, and I got the last 3 copies of each in the double display box. You know how there's 8 structure decks? There were only 4 of each because it was like the same display box. So there was only 1 of each left, and someone literally walked up, and I'm sorry, there were none left at the time. There would have been, but there were only like, I took the last 6, 3 copies of each. And I remember getting in the self-checkout line and someone coming up to me and asking, are those the last ones? And I said yes, and then I just like paid and left.
Oh, that sucks.
No, it wasn't like a kid. I would have felt worse if it was like a kid or something.
I would have given it to him.
But just the fact that was like probably the scummiest I felt as in Yu-Gi-Oh land. You know what I mean? I don't know. But that whole thing is just to say that product isn't copious at like the big box stores, but it seems to be getting a lot worse and more shown off on social media, I feel, especially recently, on top of what you were getting at with Rise of the Duelist and stuff in general being shorted at the distributor level, and then on top of that everyone's clamoring to buy it because they know it's shorted and stuff.
Yeah,
that was my rant.
Okay, anyway, before we move on, shout out to Shadow Haunt Joker. What is up? Thank you for coming on to the show. I've had problems with, because I don't really have any issues with people buying out stores. It's really, like you said, you know, if you have the money, go ahead and do it. But I remember when we were having our pitch meeting for this episode, you were telling me how you had like a Target or a Walmart near you where it's literally just all Pokemon and Magic.
Yeah.
And no shade on either of those games. I used to play I used to play both of those games actively. It's just, you know, do you think that people buying out, you know, packs and decks and everything, just leaving like maybe because normally what I always see left over is a couple of Saga of the Blue Eyes, Hero Strike, and what was the other one that's always around? The Dino, the new reprinted Dino structure deck. Do you think that like people buying out, you know, recent sets, new releases and stuff, especially at big box stores, do you think that sort of limits the window for new players to enter?
That's actually good. I want to say real quick, for me, it's always a speed duel set, like the most recent, just like 1 copy of it hanging, and then a Judgment of the Light structure deck, the Light Sworn structure deck, is always there. So I don't know why they leave the structure deck. They're only like 1 copy of each. But that's actually a really good point, because honestly, for me, as much of being in the community as I have been, in terms of like liking Yu-Gi-Oh, it's daunting to go to a locals, right? It's so easy to walk into a Walmart or a Target or any big box store. You know, you're there for other reasons on top of like just looking at the card section. So for newer players, especially if you aren't even looking online, maybe it's as simple as an impulse buy, or like, oh, I remember Yu-Gi-Oh back when it was just like Kaiba and Yugi, and you know how like all the products always have them plastered all over anyway, but they're not even there to entice you in the moment. So I think that is really limiting. I never even thought about that. I always think about kids in general that go there and that they like can't buy things online. I think that's kind of in the same vein though, both people wanting to start the game and those who are like not too deep into it due to like age or whatever, that they're not able to really delve in yet. But yeah, I think it does have its downfalls. Maybe though, the upside, what I thought you were gonna mention is or what I thought you were leading to was if we keep buying it, maybe they'll restock even more every time. You know, if they see it's, they might order more next time. But that's kind of a wishful thinking a little bit.
Yeah, because I don't as much as I'd love to, buy 10 and then come back to 12. I'm normally the last one to the party. Whenever I go to my Walmart, there's only like 6 left of something, like, unless no, there was one time I went over to a Walmart and they had just restocked all of their Toon Chaos, and I bought all of it. I felt so bad, but I felt so good right after because I pulled I pulled a Gearfried and a Chaos base, I believe, a collector's rare. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, do you think that what about with local shops? Do you think that it has this sort of the same effect or not?
I just want to say real quick because this is a really good discussion to have, but props to you, Shadowhunt Joker. He says he's about to donate Rise to some of the local kids.
Very nice.
I think that's so great. I am so greedy when it comes to my bulk and just like wanting to open product I have. So I think that's really, really, really good. Whenever I hear something like that, because that's like really heartwarming, especially kids, because like that's the next generation that will hopefully, if I'm still I'm old and still playing this game, I might sit across from them one day and they'll be kicking my butt with some classic Rise cards later on. But I'm sorry, you said you just to put the topic back on the locals, affecting the locals. I think the biggest thing that's affecting the locals is probably the distributor side of things, because I think ultimately locals, like if some guy went up to them and bought 10 boxes of Rise of the Duelist and some guy walked up behind them and said, can I have 5, and he couldn't get any, they sold their 10 boxes. They're good on money. Especially right now, I think maybe that second guy who couldn't get it, oh man, I'm never coming to this locals again. In the long run, that will hurt them, but right now, with a lot of locals being closed anyway, they're only making money from people coming and buying and leaving anyway. So I think going forward, hopefully the distribution issue is because of COVID. So therefore, down the road when that ends and locals are back up, everything like kind of fixes itself. But we'll see.
I see. Okay. Well, I think that's enough on the topic of shortage, because I thought that it's a really good conversation to have, to be honest, but it's really depressing knowing that the first time that you buy a box of a certain set is probably going to be the last time you buy it before price inflation, because
that's another big thing, but that'll be that's a discussion for another day. That's
it's a whole other thing.
It's a can of worms.
Stay tuned for next week when we talk about that. Anyway, so Shadowhunt Joker says there's nothing around his area, so he figured he would donate to them. That is really good. Just like JC, I'm very greedy when it comes to things. Unless you're my friend, then I'll just give you stuff. But a lot of the times, especially when I walk, one of the reasons why I don't stick around my locals very much is because I'm like a hyper noob. I'm a giga noob. When I walk in, like I'll see kids with super blinged out decks, and I'll just be at the counter waiting for my pre-order to get in. But yeah, hey, what's up, the Death Machine? And level 1 anime noob. Let's see, what did he say? I haven't bought anything in product for any product in forever. Honestly, have been being more money conscious and have just bought singles. Yeah, that's always really the way to go. I never, contrary to how much I open and how much sealed product I do buy, I always try to find the cheapest way to do things. Before I started the channel, a long time ago, I was playing another TCG called Vanguard, and I would always find the cheapest way to build a deck, because you know how That's sort of the glory of reprints. You know, they make cards that are really old easier to find, and that's sort of been the bane of my existence right now. But yeah, just you know, do whatever saves your money. You know, I'm not gonna preach about how buying singles is the only way to go, because some people find more joy in opening up sealed product, like I do, right? You know, I always feel like I always feel more accomplished if I pull a card that I need as opposed to buying it, because you know, like buying it feels like you're just running a cheat code. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. And yes, the Death Machine, I do remember you.
Yeah, I remember the profile picture on Twitter. I don't know,
Yeah,
the red and black is very striking. It's unforgettable almost.
yeah, it's really nice. Okay, so moving on, are we done with Rise of the
Uh,
Duelist?
yeah, I think we talked about Rise of the Duelist and more importantly the politics behind it, if you would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. So moving on, we are going into this month's later release. We are going to start talking about the Megaton.
Yeah.
So
Mega-
before we move into, you know, like the cards and the speculations of what is going to be what, well, what do you think of like the overall design of this one? Because
like the actual like art on it.
yeah,
I'm sorry, is that
yeah,
I like it. I think it's so last year's was actually very solid in my opinion. I liked that it was just the simple, you know, like a literally the card gold sarcophagus,
yeah,
right? Um, this year I think it's the most interesting version of them, as I kind of alluded to earlier, them like spitting Kaiba and Yugi onto every single product known to man.
hmm,
Um, it's smart. I get it from a business perspective, but the actual art is actually very good. I like that they kept it the same color scheme as the gold Sark tins, so that way you can like kind of have them on a shelf together or something like that. I think it's a nice, natural feeling progression, and honestly, kind of gets me excited at what they're gonna do in 2021. You know, because
hmm.
it like I have no problems with it. I definitely like it. What
Okay.
about you? You see the
Um,
artist in you. What does it see?
well, I enjoy it because up until last year, I believe every tin just had, you know, a character and then one monster that was in the promo packs. So
Hmm.
and my only issue with them was that they were so big, you know,
Hmm.
compared to the gold sark tin.
Hmm.
It's a lot more space economic, if you will. And it's nice to like you said, it's nice to see, you know, an art like that, because it's moving in a different direction, right? Because it's you're not selling just the tin, you know, you're selling that moment in the anime where you see it, or you know, you're selling the nostalgia factor of um that, yeah, just
Of
basically
like
the
that
yeah,
scene, like that series almost, because it was like a big moment. I'm a little rusty, but
hmm,
it's like when Ishizu shows the Pharaoh, or I don't know if Kaiba was there. Like I said, I'm
yeah,
really rusty, but like it was the moment we realized it was like connected to Egyptian lore, kind of.
yeah,
I'm still listening. I'm just gonna go off frame for a second.
okay, yeah, let's see,
Real
uh
quick, I
yeah,
want to. I know it's already passed, but I had to because I have them both
oh,
available.
okay, perfect,
The Mega Tin versus the
the
Gold
gold
Sark
tin,
Tin. It
yeah, there
is
you
very
go.
much economical and it fits cards. That's a big thing for me. Is that this actually like fits the cards,
That's
whereas the Mega Tin they always hit around and like ruin the edges and everything.
I know that's one of the reasons why I never put any of them in never put any of my bulk in tins
Yeah.
if I can help it.
The little fun fact though, the 5Ds tins, at least with like shooting, not Quasar, the other one, the Majestic Shooting Star Dragon, they
Hmm.
had little paper inserts, cardboard inserts to put into the tin to
Oh,
actually have
okay.
sections out. But they never worked, you know, because it's metal on cardboard. It just, you know,
You did, yeah,
hold that. But they tried at
yeah,
least before they settled on the Mega Tin.
yeah. And unfound, I too like the quantity aspect of opening up packs.
Yeah.
You know,
I
there's nothing more satisfying than ripping open 100 boosters and just, you know, having your pile of cards in front of you at the end of it, and then you just have a wasteland of, you know, massacred uh, booster packs.
I also agree with
Oh, me
Unfound
too. Yeah.
Prodigy. He just mentioned the raised tin. I'm assuming
Sort of
kind
like embossed. It's like, I don't know what. Yeah, sort of not embossed because embossed goes the other way, but it's like
yeah.
goes up.
I'm thinking of concave, which is also
Yeah,
embossed.
going in.
So the opposite of those words. We go
Convex, I believe. I think
Yeah,
it's convex. Yeah.
I think that sounds right. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's been a minute since I took geometry or science.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I just want to about the megatins, in case our viewers don't know off the top of their heads. According to the TCG website, it says that it includes cards from Savage Strike, Dark Neostorm, Rising Rampage, Chaos Impact, and more. I will say "and more" intrigues me a lot because, as you're aware, in the 2019 Megaton, sorry, they had what is it, Dark Saviors in it. It's the one with like
all the vampires and everything.
Yeah, vampires, fur hires, and Sky Striker. I think it was just those archetypes. I don't think it was like the random other cards because like, why would they reprint those in there?
Yeah.
But my thought is that Infinity Chasers is going to be in the Megaton because Dark Saviors was so from left field kind of, and I think Infinity Chasers is old enough to where like they sold their product, right? Like you have some Infinity Chasers laying around just waiting to be opened there.
Right here. I haven't opened it yet.
Exactly. So they already sold that. They're good. So I think it'd be because Infinitrax, crazy. They used to be the cheapest deck in the set. I know Witchcrafter got some reprints. But Evil Eye has like, I think just Surziel, but like one expensive card or expensive.
Yeah, Surziel.
Overall, I think Surziel's like the only card I don't have part of the deck, and that's like the best variant of the deck is just Surziel and like a bunch of anti-meta like stun cards. But
yeah,
that's a deck profile discussion.
Yeah.
But I just think I'm calling it now. Anyone watching, please remember me when it's revealed that Infinity Chasers is part of the tin if they choose another side set to go.
Yeah, I really like the idea of Infinity Chasers because I cannot, for the life of me, get any Madame Vers. I've opened 3 boxes and opened up like another 50 boosters at least of Infinity Chasers, and I only have one. Like just one works. I kind of want another one just in case, but seeing that they reprinted her in Dual Overload already, I don't really see them doing another reprint so soon.
I agree with you common sense wise, right?
Yeah. But
if you ever notice the timeline with this, the last year's Battles of Legend, Boral Sword Dragon was reprinted, as well as Sky Striker, like... Oh, what happened?
I have no idea.
Technical difficulties. I'm going to keep talking, though, because I think you can still hear me, right?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Oh, okay, cool. The Sky Striker power cards, like Engage, and I think Engage was the only, like, expensive one anyway. But Engage and Boral Sword Dragon were both reprinted in Battles of Legend, and then, the next month, it was also in the Megatins. So just keep that in mind. I don't think that would stop them, especially because like those were big cards with Ver. I don't think they would really like care in a way if they double dipped there, especially since they only did touch Creation and Ver in Dual Power, and I don't think they touched, like I said, Infinitrax or Evil Eyes. And Infinitrax, like I said, like they're too expensive for a deck that kind of isn't doing anything. I mean, it works with a lot of machine decks, and I love Infinitrax. But and I have my core, but this is just in general. I want more people to get access to them.
Yeah. Yeah. So my my camera is in doesn't want to help me out. Let's see. I want to stop video for a sec and then turn it back on. Does that work?
No.
Nope. Okay. Something is wrong with my video. Anyway, you can continue. I'm still listening.
Okay. If you since I can't see like your face or anything, just like scream or something if you want to like talk also, while you're trying to figure that out. But another thing I just want to talk about real quick that is already mentioned about the Megatins is Dragoon being in the set itself. Red Eyes Dragoon, the big mega monster that everyone is. You're back on, by the way.
Yes.
Nice, nice. So the big mega monster, everyone's worried about the needle fiber of its time because everyone was worried about needle fiber for so long. And I mean, now that it's here, of course, it's used in things. But Dragoon, basically, just my point is he's in the set itself, and they haven't said anything about promos. They haven't said anything about there not being promos, but we're this close to being released. I really doubt it at this point. And a lot of people are saying the same thing, where they're just gonna be the 3 packs and that's it.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I mean, opening up tins like is really fun, right? Because it's sort of just like a compilation of the past year, and getting those promos that you can't get anywhere else. It's part of the experience as well, right? Because sometimes people, I believe Nimhim also did during his what do you call it? His sealed only. He was opening tins just for Nibiru, right? Because that's it's just a promo. Or I think it was Nibiru or Dark Ruler No More. I can't remember which one. But he was looking for those, and even those were sort of randomized. It's still really good to have a smaller set of cards that are randomized, and then have a bigger pool of cards that are randomized that are just basically all just reprints, right? The fact that they're like being really vague about whether or not there are going to be any promos in this set sort of discourages me a little from getting any more. I have 10 coming in, but I don't know if especially because I wouldn't mind getting more if I knew that the promos were there and randomized, right? Because it's still like, oh, I could get a set of this and then a set of this and then maybe 4 of those and then think, okay, whatever. But if I have to buy 10 and then maybe not even get one Dragoon, and it's not even going to be in a deck that I want to main, then it sort of pushes me away. I'd rather just buy the single at that point. Like I wouldn't really mind if it's $60 because I'd rather get that and then like because that's 3 tins, right? So it's sort of, I don't know, it's sort of a good thing and sort of a bad thing because I think that I do think that it will be meta. It definitely will be meta, and having it as a promo will literally just make the sea of decks we have. Every deck will have 3 Red Eyes Fusions, a Dark Magician, and a Red Eyes Black Dragon, if that's the case. So I think it sucks as somebody who wants it, but it's also good as someone who wants it. Or like good for the competition,
a little bit higher. Yeah.
I do think that it sort of evens out.
Yeah. I think it kind of clicked in my brain also when you mentioned that like it was 3 world premiere cards that were like the main appeal because like of course it was like the God cards and some other things in the promo pack. But I don't remember if it was announced that in like before the Megatins 2019 if like what they said about those promo packs because I remember it being a big deal and it was like the YugiTubers who got the invite to Worlds that year in Germany got to showcase it for the first time. I remember like Team APS was like Nibiru and I was like, what is that? So they actually might be trying to surprise us a little bit, but another thing in their defense about there being no promo pack is I think it's what the supers and ultras or supers and rares or there's double of a certain rarity.
Supers and ultras.
2 supers and ultras?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So still 3 prismatic secret rares in an entire tin, 1 per pack, but the supers and ultras are doubled. So you're getting the same amount of cards in theory, it's just not I do like you mentioned the aspect of the smaller card pool, like a little special. It's just I know in the chat here, TCG Tally, if there's no promos, it'll be infinitely dumber than older tins.
Definitely.
And that's true. Tins, a staple since the beginning is the promo pack.
Yeah.
By now the mega pack, I think it started in 2013 or something, or probably sooner. But the mega pack's been there for a while. But since like the first tins, there's been the promo.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's something crazy. You just got to think about.
Yeah, we started an uproar about the with the promos. Anyway, let's take a minute. Shout out everybody who's here. Thank you TCG Tally for staying up. How many monsters have you downed so far? Because he's from Scotland. Uh, Golden Nova. If Dragoon is in the promo and they put it into the card rotation, it'll definitely be rough. And knowing how broken the stupid card is, they're probably going to short it. They're going to short it for sure. So
I think it's just real quick, the highest card in last year's Megatins, like on release, like the most inflated price I saw was like 25-30ish for like a Borrelsword or something, and they
Really?
just kept dipping. So, and I don't think anything was shorted last year because like the common card pool is so large that usually it's harder to get the commons in a way,
yeah,
like a certain common that you want. But I wouldn't put it past them. I couldn't even imagine if they shorted Dragoon. But people do open this product a lot, so maybe it'll even out a little.
yeah. Let's see. Who would you want as the tin promo? I'd say Needle Fiber, Verte, or Dragoon. To be honest, I would probably just use the super basic answer and say Dragoon because I don't wanna search for him too long. Because if you guys watch any of my videos, you guys know that my luck with getting things takes a very long time to load. It's like my luck is a bar, like a loading bar, and every time I get like a bad booster, it sort of just loads, and then when it hits the max, I get what I need, and then it drops. Yeah, it drops back down, and then it goes up again. But yeah.
I agree. I think Needle Fiber and Verte are good choices in general to be more like available. But I think they still, even though it's been a little bit, I think it's still too recent of a card, and it's kind of a set seller in a way for a pretty recent set. So business-wise, I don't think it'd be smart for them to have it as a promo at least.
Yeah, like
because Dual Power is still on shelves and everything. Right, those both came out in Dual Power, I believe.
Dual Overload.
Overload.
Yeah.
Overload. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Power was like 2 years ago now or something.
Yeah, Dual Power is still really good though.
Yeah, I do like that set. I remember opening boxes of it before I had a channel, and I still hurt that I didn't make that into content. But
yeah. Let's see. Unfound said there are no promos for this tin. So if that's confirmed, then that really sucks. But I feel like they do something still, at least, because with collection sets like the Legendary Duelist Season 1, right? They had that. I wouldn't say useless. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's useless, but it's nice to look at.
Useless either. Yeah, I was gonna say those are very nice to use, but I see what you mean. It's useless in gameplay.
Yeah.
Unless it's a field center or token. But,
yeah. And with hello, Paul Turner. The Dragons of Legend complete series has the die, which is really nice.
That's the biggest thing I'm excited about in that set is the die.
Yeah. But we'll get into that later. Yeah. Anyway, before we go over time, because we said this is only going to be 45 minutes and it's 7:40 already. Do you want to go over? Well, let's put some context into this first. So most cards, as you guys already know, with last year's tins, a lot of the lower rarity cards got upgrades. So, I think the one that sticks in my mind the most is Arborea, I believe. I don't know. It's just one of the first supers that I pulled out of that set. In Cybernetic Horizon, I believe she was a common, and then she got kicked up to super rare, which is really nice. So, they're probably going to do the same thing with this set. No, they're definitely going to do it with this set. So, JC and I made a top 5 list of cards that we want to see upgraded, and we have a few that we want to see, made common. I wouldn't mind seeing some old secrets in common. So yeah, let's start with JC. What do you have for number 5?
Okay, so number 5, and like Jello just said, this is going to be a top 5 blinged out, like what I want to see in a higher rarity. By default, my number 5 has to be Borrelode Savage Dragon and IP Masquerena have to be Prismatic Secret Rares. I don't really want them to be in terms of my wallet or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but they're such used and good and relatively expensive ultra rares. I think it'd be very smart for them just to give them the respect they deserve in a way and make them just prismatic, since they are like such important cards in a lot of strategies.
Yeah. I want those both as commons. I don't care. I don't care if they're $20 commons, as long as because in my locals, there's a Borreload Savage Dragon for sale and it's $95. So I don't want to pay $100 for one card
Yeah,
unless
I
you know.
remember selling mine at 30 and it was a big
Oh my
mistake. I think I
god.
picked it up at like 18 and I saw it shoot up and I was like, "Oh man, I got to get on this this stock here." And I see it anything higher than 30 and it breaks my heart. Hello Bear X Bear. I got
What's
to give
up?
an extra shout out to let you know that I've seen you grow from the beginning and it's so beautiful to see how big you've gotten with the editing and everything. Huge fan. So thank you for being here. Thank you everyone, but just specifically, I've seen Bear Bear. I watched his video yesterday or today. I don't remember. All these days are the same in quarantine and
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Yeah, so what is up, Bear? I don't know if you're like from Toronto, but I was actually born in North York in Toronto. So, yeah.
Nice, nice. And
So, yeah.
yeah, sorry, your number five because I
Oh,
just said my number five for what I want blinged out in the
okay.
Megatins set.
Yeah. So, number 5 on my the first one that I thought of um is Extra Hero Cross Crusader.
Yes.
I want even if he just goes up to super, but I do want, like maybe an ultra of him cuz he's so good. He brings so much utility to the deck, and he's a pain in the butt to get right now.
I think he's
So,
yeah, I
yeah.
think he's like what, a $2 rare or something. Like he's a
Yeah, he's
pretty
around that. Yeah.
decent rare. Yeah.
Yeah. Cuz he's like, if you have a malicious in your graveyard, he basically gets you whatever for free.
Yeah.
So,
Hmm.
yeah. Ooh, Jane and Finch. I was actually born let's see, in the hospital near Bathurst and Finch, Branson Hospital. And I lived there for like 9 years. Anyway, so my number 4 is Update Jammer.
Okay.
I wanted to go to maybe like a rare or super, just because it's really good too. It's a really useful common, and it's so easy to bring out.
Hmm.
And my wife right now uses a code talker deck that I built for her, and she always gets an access code talker using an update jammer, and I'm always using a fun deck because I don't want to use my heroes. And yeah, she just
Also
one shots me.
calorically.
Yeah.
Nice. I think it's very smart. Cross Crusader and Update Jammer. I know in the last tins, like all the elemental link monsters that weren't already super got the super upgrade, and like Reaper and like all of those cards got
Yeah.
supers. So that like makes sense to me. I know this is like our wants list,
Hmm.
but also just to keep in mind like what's realistic. I think those both like wouldn't surprise me. Those both make a lot of sense.
Hmm.
And my number four is actually an entire half of an archetype.
Hmm.
The incantation
Oh
cards that
yeah.
have come out that weren't in the tins last year.
Yeah.
Specifically, Chalice Slime, I think is, I don't know if it's a rare or a common, but whatever, I think it's a rare.
Hmm.
But whatever it is, it's like a couple bucks now, and I don't know, just the fact that the incantations all got supers last time around, I think the rest of them, because I think it's like two ritual monsters and two or one ritual spell. I didn't do too much research. I just know in general, I
Hmm.
think they deserve just super all across the board with them.
Yeah. Actually, I was looking at incantations before because I wanted to build a BLS deck, and I
Mhm.
started looking at them again because one of my friends wants to build a Chaos Max deck. So we looked at deck profiles and saw all these incantation
Yeah.
stuff. So yeah, it makes sense. And they, they really do up the viability of like
Yeah.
any ritual
Definitely.
deck for sure. So that
Yeah.
makes sense.
I definitely I just really like I really like the archetype because exactly what you said. They just help ritual decks so much in like 2020.
Hmm.
Unless the ritual deck is like viable on its own, like like Megalith kind of don't need them. You can use
yeah.
them and they definitely help, but like I don't know. I see what you mean. They definitely raise the ceiling for a lot of other ritual decks.
Yeah.
And my
So,
number three,
oh,
oh,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to shout out Bear.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Yes. Sorry.
Uh,
I'm over here in Florida, so you
uh,
can talk about your Canadian things.
yeah. Sorry. So, yeah, Bathurst and Finch is super super dope. I left Toronto 2008, to move to Oshawa, and then I moved to the Philippines in 2009, and I went back to Toronto in 2017 and started working at the subway at the Bathurst and Finch Plaza. So yeah, super dope, super super dope. Charlie is a good shout out for a rarity bump. Yeah, see some street cred. And Chalice Slime isn't a Starlight rare, and that's a crime.
That green would pop with those
Yeah.
vertical or horizontal lines there.
Definitely.
But yeah, I definitely stick by it. Maybe even Chalice Slime in a prismatic secret rare. That would look.
That would look really
I
good.
think people would be mad, but we'll see.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry. Number 3
Mhm.
on my list is Prismatic Crackdown. Very
Ooh.
similar to number 5. Is
Yeah.
just Crackdown is such a good super rare card. I feel like it's a really good just like staple card in a lot of stun or like slower decks.
Yeah.
And it's good disruption and all this like these buzzwords when you talk about a card that's good. Just overall, I think it deserves to be Prismatic. It gives me the same vibe as Red Reboot, who got Prismatic last 10.
Mhm.
So just I think that it just looked good in Prismatic, and I think it deserves a little.
That's cool. Yeah. So, I actually pulled a bunch of crackdowns, and I had no idea like that they were worth anything until I was looking through the card lists for 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 the set, and I was like, whoa! And then I read the ability. I'm like, ah, I see. Yeah. So that makes a lot of sense. So, Shadowhunt Joker says Toon Kingdom should be a super. Just kidding, but it needs a reprint. Definitely does need a reprint. It's one of the reasons why I haven't really done any of my Toon deck profiles yet, because of that, that aggravating card. And yes, that subway was my spot in high school. Used to go to Antibes Community Center for drop and volleyball. Very cool. Very very cool. Let's see. So is it my turn now? I believe. Yeah. Okay. So mine, these ones were both not unlike Cross Crusader and Update Jammer, where I looked at the abilities of the cards before choosing them. These are just cards that I want to see in a higher rarity, because I think that the artwork really does warrant it. And the first one, they're actually related. So the first one is Unchained Twins Rakeya, or Rakeya. I don't know how you pronounce the name, because Aruha got the Starlight treatment, I believe. So I think that both of the arts look amazing, and I think that because I've seen some commons get shot all the way up to prismatic for some reason, for no reason. So I do think that Rakeya does deserve, maybe a super at the minimum, or if it were to, go my way, then a prismatic. And the second one is Escape of the Unchained, I believe. Yeah, Escape of the Unchained. Just because the artwork looks really nice. I don't want it too high, because I don't think that people will be very happy with that. But I do want to see a foiled version of that, just because of just the artwork. Again, it's just I believe it's just the two of them, and yeah, they're just escaping. So
I definitely with your and I'm just gonna call them the twins, because I don't remember the names of either of them off the top of my head. But since the one is like prismatic and the other one isn't, whatever. If they do decide to rarity bump one, I hope they at least get the same rarity in like a holographic form.
Yeah, definitely.
That's at least all I want for those two twins. So that way they like match.
Yeah.
I don't really know the ratios of the deck. I don't know the deck at all if you max out on them or anything. But if you're playing them in general, they should be twins, because they are.
Yeah, I actually don't know anything about the deck either. I just love the art, and I so yeah. Unchained, yes. Unchained rarity bumps, yes, please.
Yeah, and he actually has a video on Unchained. I'm not too interested in the deck right now, but maybe after this I'll go watch it, since like neither of us know anything about it.
Yeah, definitely. We're gonna go jump over to your channel later, Bear. All right. Right. It's on to you.
Okay, me. So my number two. Also from what I gathered, I literally this is like a ranking of like least wanted to most wanted. I think
Hmm.
yours is more just like a list in general.
Yeah,
Am I
just a
correct on
list.
that? Yeah. So my number two though is across the board another archetype, the Tenyi monsters. I
Ooh.
know some of them have some higher rarity cards, but for the most part, I understand they're really good because, or not, they're really good because, but a good thing about them is that they have a lot of just rares and commons and stuff.
Hmm.
But that deck, just the artwork on all of the spirits
Oh yeah, for
alone
sure. Yeah.
deserves like I couldn't it would look amazing in prismatic. I know they wouldn't take up that many slots or they wouldn't waste that many slots on all of those cards, but
Hmm.
I think they do deserve more hollow upgrades. And I know the dark one got super rare in one of the OTS packs, probably 13. That would make sense to me.
Hmm.
I don't keep up with like what OTS though, but I know it
Me
got a
too.
super rare upgrade in a pack.
Hmm.
But they did the same thing with like Reproducus, who I mentioned earlier. It got super, and I kind of bought some thinking they'd go up one day, and then they went and printed it. I think they did Ultra or something, and
Yeah.
negative. So that's not stopping them at all. So Tenyi overall, I think warrant an upgrade.
Yeah.
And then, oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I think the Tenyi look really good. Like I
Mhm.
think of an all foil deck
Mhm.
would look
Yeah.
really good. So yeah, that's all my input on that.
My number one pick for the top five bling, and this is like not a cop out, but it's almost anticlimactic.
Mhm.
This one goes out to my Melfi players. This one goes out to my number hunters. It's Mannequin Cat. It's
Oh.
a common. It was an OCG import. It's past its prime for sure. It used to be part of some crazy, like random, like YGO Let's Play. Like, oh my God, look at this crazy strategy I did, like with OCG cards. Like I said, it's past its prime, sadly, but I think it deserves a hollow upgrade just because it is a rank two in a
Hmm.
beast deck. Usually, I haven't Melfi's, so I don't know if it's needed in the deck, but you can definitely play it in it.
Hmm.
And like I said, for number hunters, I think number hunters in general deserve to have all the numbers at least in super rare. So that's my number one thing that I want to somehow get holographic.
Yeah, it's a very cute card too.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind looking at a prismatic of that. So yeah. Okay. So my last one actually, this one I feel like they probably would do just because of how iconic it is. It isn't as iconic as like Dark Magician or what's his face, Blue Eyes. There we go. Um, I think that what would be really cool would be to upgrade Brave Neos, Elemental Hero Brave Neos, or any of the Neos cards. So that would be Neos Fusion, Chaos. I believe it's Chaos Neos, but I think the one that I would like to see the most is Brave Neos, just because he looks it looks really good, and I don't think like I would not have wanted to pull him as a secret in in his actual set, but I wouldn't mind pulling a prismatic or even maybe just an ultra of Elemental Hero Brave Neos.
And I'm sorry, is that the one where it's a level 4 or lower, or is that a warrior? No, that's level 4 or lower, right? Monster?
I can't remember. Let
I
me
think
get it
because
really quick.
the warrior one I think is an older one actually. I don't know. I'm not too up to date with my Neos lore. So.
Let's see.
But I definitely agree though. With heroes in general, I think they deserve a lot more higher rarity bumps for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, you were right. He is Neos plus 1 level 4 or lower effect
Okay,
monster.
because my point with that was, I know it's not. I think it was what in Duel Links a good strategy if it's even in it. I don't know if it was a theory or if it was actually in Duel Links or a Fever Dream or what. But
Yeah,
the
it
point
is.
the fusion and that card are like a pretty decent engine.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen it used much in the TCG, but it is an option. I don't know, but
Yeah.
so the point is, I think that's a little bit more playable too. So it'd make a lot of sense to rarity upgrade that one for sure.
Yeah. For me, it's mostly just for collection, just because
Yeah.
He's Neos, right? So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. What do you call it? Bear is saying there's some Melfi hype going on in the OCG right now. Sounds. Oh, and they apparently go really well with Tri Brigade.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Melfi is one of those archetypes. Real quick, that since it generically interacts with a whole type, I think at least like what is it, cat that special summons from deck just in general, I think Melfi will always have a be in conversation with any beast archetype that comes out or beast card that comes out. Because
Mm-hmm.
like, look at Tenki, the Fire Fist searcher that searches beast warriors, and that's in like every beast warrior deck.
That's true.
So randomly generic support is always going to be something beast.
Yeah. Let's see. So I'm gonna actually try that Melfi with Tri Brigades when when Phantom Rage comes out. Air Neos, maybe. I I don't know if I could see that, but it's always maybe a possibility.
I think what was I don't know what year it was, but whenever the Demise and Ruin Ritual deck support came out,
Mm-hmm.
they randomly reprinted the original Demise and Ruin in that year's Megatins.
Oh, okay.
So that is a possibility that they randomly pull a card from outside the card pool,
Mm-hmm.
especially one like that everyone wants because like it's so expensive and never reprinted. But um, that is very unlikely, but I hope so. Like I
Yeah.
would be very happy if that happens though. So I'm with you, Shadow Hunt, on that one.
Yeah. As a BA player, have still be waiting for Beatrice as a secret, so we can have all an all secret extra deck. I will pray for that to happen. I've actually taken a bit of a liking to that deck, so it'd be really nice to see that. And TCG Tally says, if Cross Crusader doesn't become prismatic, I'll go nuts. I will go nuts with you. I will go very crazy. I'll go even more crazy if it does become a prismatic, because I really do think that it does deserve a higher rarity for what it does. But yeah, that is it for all of our bling ups. Do you wanna shout out any cards that are hellishly expensive that you wanna see dropped?
I want to see Extravagance go down. I doubt they'd go any lower than an Ultra. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think they'd skip out on it because earlier, like I talked about, like Boral Sword Dragon being reprinted twice really close together.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it's in Toon Chaos, I think they'll probably still put Extravagance in this. And
Yeah.
like I said, it'll go down to an Ultra. Since the tins are open so much, it'll probably be like, fingers crossed, like $20 or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm hoping for with that one. And then a rarity downgrade, which is actually funny that you mentioned this earlier with your rarity upgrade, but I kind of want the unchained cards to go down that are already
Oh, okay.
secret,
Yeah,
because I know
that's
it's not expensive, but for me personally, one of the reasons I'm not interested in the deck is because like
there's so many.
yeah, there's so many like randoms. It's kind of like the Dogmatica back then,
Yeah.
it wasn't too successful and stuff, and with the quarantine and everything with Secret Slayers and just everything stacking up against it. But I think if it gets the upgrades for their low rarity stuff and the downgrades for their high rarity stuff, I think it'd make it a lot more accessible to everyone,
Yeah.
and it'd keep the original fans happy. Like Bear, he still gets his upgraded cards that aren't as upgraded.
Yeah.
And then my last one is just all the Marincess cards just basically printed in common. I
Yeah.
can see them totally just reprinting the entire archetype in common because I think they have like two expensive cards, like their secret rares, I think like $5 or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it just flopped so hard here that it wouldn't surprise me if they just made it common and just like forgot about it a little bit.
That makes sense. I actually do agree with you on all those points, because I think that the best thing about the tins, besides the promos, are the 1 year later accessibility for everything.
Yeah.
And just having, especially with Unchained, if they were to level everything out, I think it'd be a lot more economic for anybody who wants to build those decks or like get into the game in general. Yeah. So let's see. Shadow Hunt wants Ash Blossom as a Starlight. That'd be crazy, right? Because
Honestly, if
with
they
all
keep
the
doing-
all the like the hand traps as a random Starlight in all the core sets, that'd be
Mhm.
crazy.
They have to wait for their worst main set of the year, like their worst set, and just put it in there, and it'll sell
Yeah.
just as crazy as Rise of the Duelist.
For sure. So for my downgrades, I do want to see the three that come to mind, like the quickest, are Avramax, IP Masquerena, and Borreload Savage. I don't mind if they go up because it's easier to get them in tins than it is to get them out of their sets or buy them online. Well, it's easy to get them online, but it's expensive to get them online. But I think to make the entry level for anyone who wants to start playing, just a little bit easier, especially with how product has been selling out so quickly. I think it'd be better to have not necessarily staple cards, but good generic cards that go into basically any deck, easier to get. So kind of like what they did with what's it called, Boral Sword, right? He went from secret, and then he got printed in secret again, and then they dropped him down to an ultra. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be healthy for everybody, just to so that everybody gets one, and even if they don't, then there's a more affordable market for them.
Definitely, but I agree.
And but I don't know, because we saw that with Extravagance in Toon Chaos, and the price did not drop very much. So
I think that might be though, because it was still hard to get in terms of it was an ultra rare in a set that didn't have guaranteed ultra rares, and it was so. Well, I was going to say it was so bought out, but then it would be flooded since it was open so much. So I think that might just be it, that it wasn't guaranteed. Because, like I said earlier, with the megatins, the prices in general, unless something's actually shorted, aren't too crazy, even for the highest rarity stuff, because it's so mass open by everyone. And it's easier to get any rarity.
So last question. This is sort of off the script. Before we move on to the next topic, unless there's anything else, I think we've covered all the bases for Megatin. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. Do you want it in Prismatic Secret, or do you want it? Oh, if it's not in Prismatic Secret, what rarity do you want it in?
So I will be shocked if it's not in Prismatic Secret Rare, because they know it's so hyped that that's the only card they've confirmed for the entire set so far. But if it isn't, I think I just have to anticlimactic, but I have to just say ultra rare, because it's such a staple card almost going forward in like basically any deck, since it's so splashable. That I think it'd just be worth being as high a rarity as they could give it. So I gotta say ultra, even though I don't know, I think I'd even like it in ultra. I don't think I'd like it any lower. Just the rarity lover in me.
That makes sense. I was gonna do the the hard hammer and say common, short printed common.
Oh, like the most short printed common you've seen.
Yeah, the most short printed common in history of any card game. But yeah, so that is it for the Megatins. Let's see what the chat has been talking about. Everyone has been talking about Ash Blossom. I personally like the Dual Devastator art more. I don't know, the first one. It's a little off to me. I can't really explain it in less than 5 minutes as to why, but I do like the dude art more. And Golden Nova says, print that Dragoon dude at common. Exercise maximum amount of disrespect. And I agree. Just disrespect everybody who had to go out and pay $17 for their Red Eyes fusions before the rarity was there.
And they have the supers for the fusions, and then they have to play the common.
Yeah. I can imagine everything in that engine being at super or above, and then having the main piece as a common. That'd be like hilarious.
The BPT Red Eyes Black Dragon, like the secret rare and everything, and like the DDS Dark Magician, and then just the common. I can see it. That'd be so
funny.
Beautiful. Hello, Noble Chaos, by the way. He just joined the chat. He said, "What up, Pete?"
What up? Nothing much. We are just having a good time. TCG Tally says Dragoon would probably look legit as an ultra, and I agree with that. I think it should be an ultra and then just short it, since they have double the amount of ultras in the tins anyway. But
that'd be actually kind of good then. But still, I think, I think it'd be very shocking if they didn't do prismatic, because that makes sense. I think it deserves it, but it makes the most sense. But.
Yeah, it might have been mine. Okay, so we're back.
The live stream. Okay, cool.
Okay, we're back.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Dragons of Legend.
Yeah, Dragons of Legend. Yes.
Um,
Okay.
what are you excited about in Dragons of Legend, the complete series?
Um, the tune cards. Yeah. Cause especially when Toon Chaos started becoming a thing, I really wanted to build a tune deck with Toon BLS in it because it's such a fun it's such a fun monster to have. And the one thing that's like I said, the one thing that's stopping me is the price tag on Toon Kingdom.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I've been there with other decks. Like the one card that's like too much
Yeah.
to go for it.
Yeah, cause to my understanding, it was short printed in Dragons of Legend 2 or Legend, yeah,
Mhm.
Dragons of Legend 2,
Yeah.
and uh, the Legendary Duelist set for Pegasus is already pretty well and gone. So,
Yeah. Yeah,
um,
and if you were even to go the single route, I think it was still short printed
it's
as a rare, right?
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
and it's ridiculous because like it's a
Mhm.
$60 rare US
Mhm. Yeah.
dollars, I believe. And I'm not 100% sure on the exact pricing for Toon Kingdom in the secret rarity, but there is one guy that is selling it in my area for $170, and I don't want to spend that much.
Yeah.
So the number one priority on the legendary dragon collection, Dragons of Legend collection, is Toon Kingdom, and then after that, it's all pretty much Toon cards. So Toon Kingdom, Shadow Toon, um, Mimicat. I have like one or two Mimikats because I bought the Speed Duel starter decks that had it as a promo,
Mhm.
and the couple of cards that I also would like to see, which I've sort of noticed just get reprinted in all of them, are the legendary knight cards just for collection purposes, and Lord of Red because that card's pretty cool, and I have a for fun Red Eyes deck, and I want to see how well it would work in that.
Mhm.
But yeah.
That makes sense. The issue, or not issue, but the thing I have with like collector purposes, as you said, which I know, since I know you're gonna buy the set because you love buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards
Yeah,
and opening them.
I like buying.
So you'll get the ultra rares, but I was gonna say with this set, all the cards are gonna be ultra rare. Or sorry, all
Ultra
the
rares.
highest rarity is going
Yeah.
to be ultra rare because it's 15 commons and 3 ultras per pack.
Yeah.
And just like Legendary Duelist Season 1, the ultras are either going to be green, blue, purple, or
Yeah.
unlike Season 1 Legendary Duelist, it can still be the normal ultra.
Yeah, that's the nice thing too.
Yeah, yeah. So that's cool that it's going to be colored, but honestly, the fact that the legendary dragons and the legendary knights that go along with them are
Mhm.
printed in secret rare somewhere out there,
Yeah.
I would want to collect the secret rares. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's
But
true
this
too.
will help cool those prices a little bit, especially like Eye of Timaeus. I think
Yeah,
all
it's still
versions
like
of it are a
$15,
few
I
bucks.
think.
Yeah. Mhm.
So yeah, seeing those, I do believe with 100% behind that thought that they will
Mhm.
get printed. I don't mind what rarity they're in as long as I get
Mhm.
them, you know. But um, yeah. Other than that, we also have the little promo in there as well. I do believe though that the like one half of the promos that are in there haven't been revealed yet. They only have the Joey cards. Well, not the Joey cards
Yeah.
exactly, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And oh, two of them are at least. Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's the Thousand Dragon
it's
and the
100
Time
Dragon actually.
Magician. 100 Dragon, is
Yeah,
that what it's
100
called
Dragon.
now?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Um,
It's the not as old as Thousand Dragon and the
Dragon,
Time Magician, I believe.
Time Magician.
Yeah, and then
That's
you
what
get
it
the
is.
Jinzo layered, I believe it's called, and then the
Yeah,
Harpy Synchro. I think it's a Synchro.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And
But
yeah.
yeah, I actually forgot that the other half of the promos haven't been revealed, so that's going to be interesting to
Yeah.
see closer to time. Um, I just wanted to touch on real quick
Mhm.
the notable ones for me,
Mm.
which are, I don't mind them. I've never built the deck before or have much interest, but Toon, Dark Magician, and actually a decent amount of Red Eye support all came from Dragons of Legend.
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
one that I forgot about until I looked up the set again was one of the waves of Blackwing support actually came out
Oh yeah,
in
yeah.
Dragons of Legend, like Black Sonic and like
Mm-hmm.
I believe they probably reprinted some of the other ones over time, but that'll be nice to have those prices cooled down. And the one specific card which I'm looking forward to getting in ultra rare, I doubt it will come in ultra rare, but Ayers Rock Sunrise is a
Ooh.
Beast exclusive Monster Reborn. Um, it's super rare right now. I think it got a random like battle pack reprint or something like that, but its highest rarity is super rare.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool if it came in ultra because they reprinted Obedience School for Melfi's, so now I need their Monster Reborn to be reprinted in something cool too.
Yeah, it'll definitely. It'll
I have
most
my
likely.
playset of the super.
Yeah.
Still. That's the only thing that really piques my interest in this set. I think I'm going singles with this set though, and buying the dice. However,
Yeah.
I can get a handle of those.
Yeah, I can always just send you some. I have 2 whole display boxes coming in, so I'm gonna have a lot of extra dice.
Nice.
The last thing I wanted to talk about with dragons, the legendary dragons, Dragons of Legend. I keep screwing up those two, but the secrets, because I feel like they're going to go the same route, like the exact same route with this set as they did with season 1, where they're gonna have one secret and then one secret and then whatever promotional item they give, and in this case it's the die. Do you have any thoughts on what those secret promos are going to be? Because my thoughts are probably going to be I think Eye of Timaeus, the Dark Magician Girl on the dragon, and Toon Kingdom. Those are probably going to be just a couple of the ones that shoot up right away in my mind.
That makes a lot of sense because, like you said, going off of season 1, because this product is so similarly structured, I would 100% agree. I sadly can't offer much to conversation in terms of off the top of my head because I didn't even think about this because I didn't connect 2 and 2 together that there are 4 promos that they haven't announced yet. But I would 100% agree. I think Toon Kingdom, on Konami's side of things, it'd be nice to have it in the set for them so people buy more product and open it. But they did pick literally the most expensive out of Legendary Duelist to put into season 1 as the promos.
Yeah.
So if they literally just like sorted the set list on TCG Player and picked those top 4, I definitely see that happening because the Dark Magician Girl. The only issue with Eye of Timaeus, I see them doing that, but I feel like lore-wise, because they do care about like the anime because it is such a good seller.
Yeah.
I don't think they just do Eye of Timaeus unless they also did the other 2 dragons,
That's
which
true.
would bump out either Toon Kingdom or the Dark Magician Girl Knight Dark
something. Yeah.
When she's riding a dragon, it's just crazy.
I do think though that those the other 4, because I remember reading yesterday that the other 4 promos that they're going to be including are preview cards for their upcoming fall core set, so that'll be Phantom Rage stuff. So I think they're gonna have like 7 secrets from the set, and then the other 8 cards are going to be from that. So I think that's pretty cool. It boosts my my excitement levels for it, but I do think that whatever they do potentially take from Phantom Rage is just going to be a bunch of commons again, but I don't mind that.
Yeah, which I like. I like a lot that they only rarity bumped commons with Legendary Duelist, so that way it didn't feel wasted if you're opening a box and you pull an ultra rare that already came in ultra rare. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that
so
makes sense.
That's a business decision and a product decision that I really respect. Like I like that a lot. Like I didn't even realize until now. That's why I'm like so emotional. It's just it's a really good decision.
Okay, so we are done with our unless you have anything else that you would like to add to Dragons of Legend.
No, I think that's it. Like I said, I'm probably gonna 100% do the commons route unless I find like a good deal or like the set gets released and for some reason I like random things that I haven't noticed that I haven't already noticed by looking at the set list. But yeah, that's all. That's my statement on the subject for that.
All right. And Shadow Hunt Joker said he was waiting on the Infernoble Knights. Did you want us to talk about it, or did you think that they were going to be in something? Let us know, because we can have a discussion on that as well. But I don't want to keep JC too long, because we are way over time.
I was gonna actually say, and he's just glad to get him. I think he was just waiting for the set to come out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I respect Noble Knights. I personally have never built them. I just have from the last Megatins, the newer Noble Knight stuff and just random Noble Knight cards. But they're just not an archetype for me. But I do respect them. I see why people like them. Yeah, they are cool for sure.
Yeah, my 2 cents on the Infernoble Knights in relation to the Noble Knights is I don't really like the localized versions of them, because the Noble Knights were based on the Arthurian legends. You had Pelennor, you had I don't know if you had Arthur, but you had all of those guys, and the Infernoble Knights originally were all French. So Charles is Charlemagne. You had Ogier, you had Olivier, but then they all got Oliver and Charles. It's sort of like, as someone who enjoys history behind decks too, it sort of did hurt me. But I love the whole aesthetic of the deck. I don't even know how they play yet. So
I like it. I have a vague understanding of the fact that they are pretty good, especially the Infernoble Knights stuff. But in general, if you gave me the deck, I'd lose faster than if you gave me a deck that I actually know how to play.
Yeah, definitely.
I will say though, just for everyone watching, we were going to talk about Phantom Rage in this episode, and this is going to be a booth bomb dropped on you, Jello, but it's getting close to my bedtime.
It's all right.
We're gonna have to save it for the next podcast.
Yeah, I think it'll be better if we save it too.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, that is it for the first episode of In the YGO. If you guys liked it, don't forget to subscribe to both of our channels. Follow us on our Instagrams and Twitters. We always have random stuff to put up there. And I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Do you have any closing remarks, JC?
Thank you all so much that have joined the live chat for this. I understand for me personally, Eastern Standard Time, this is relatively late at night on a Sunday. We are keeping this up as a normal video on YouTube. It's really, really fun. This is my first time doing a live interaction with people. So I appreciate you guys who are watching this as I'm speaking live. And I also appreciate you if you're watching it Monday morning or something. This is super, super fun, and I have high hopes and expectations for this. So thank you, Jello, for inviting me to do this collaboration. I know we've been wanting to work together on something for a little bit, so I'm glad this is coming to fruition. Yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed everything, and that's what I have to say about this.
All right. Yeah, of course. The pleasure is all mine. And just a shout out to everybody that joined us today. Thank you, Shadow Hunt Joker, Bear X Bear, Golden Nova Yu-Gi-Oh, TCG Tally, Noble Chaos, Level 1 Anime Noob. Am I missing anyone? Let's see.
Prodigy, did you say him?
Unfound Prodigy, thank you for dropping by. The Death Machine, thank you as well. And yeah, that is it, guys. Catch us again next Sunday for our next episode.
We're doing this every 2 weeks. So
yeah, every 2 weeks, guys. So thank you.
Thank you. See you in the next one.
See ya.
Bye.